Hey guys, this is Random Stuff with Alex Hughes, and I believe today is day 11 of the self transformation journey. 30 days where I'm focusing mainly on improving my mental and physical well being. And so today I wanted to talk about what happened. So I woke up this morning, and I believe I woke up a bit about the same time as usual, like 5:30 or so, and I took a cold shower. It was pretty quick. I didn't need to do too much washing or anything like that. And then I had my breakfast, which was about two tacos. Um, Very tasty. These tacos. I had the kind of hash that I made, which was corn and potatoes and soy rizo. Very filling, very rich. Mexican foods usually like that. And then I had a kind of a portion of the cornbread thing I made, and then I also had a smoothie, a little bit of, I think, about a cup or so. And then I had my vitamin routine, which I managed to put in that vitamin weekly counter. But I had so many vitamins that I couldn't fit everything in there. Like the gummies for zinc were too big. But I managed to fit quite a lot in there. But it's kind of nice to do in the morning. I actually inhaled some ashwagandha because what I did was I took out the capsule and I broke it apart because I didn't really want to eat the capsule part, which kind of reminded me of plastic. And then I didn't stir the ashwagandha into the smoothie, so when I was drinking it, I inhaled the powder on the top, and uh, it's a very strange flavor. But for some reason, I felt energized after that. But like I said, a very kind of a heavy altogether breakfast. So I guess the idea in my head was that if I'm not going to eat dinner, that means that I'm not going to be eating for several hours afterwards. So I would need to eat a lot. The two portions that I eat, I would need to eat more to make up for that lost time. Because let's say I eat at 11:30 in the morning, and then I won't be eating until about 6 the next day, which is quite a long time span. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh, if I eat more in both of these time periods, then I would be full to the next day, which kind of makes sense. Like right now, I feel pretty full still. Like I was looking at my stomach in the shower, I was like, my God, because when I was doing the smoothie thing, like I got so like there wasn't like any stomach left. But this, I was like, it ballooned back up. I was like, whoa, and yeah, I still feel pretty full. Like it's pretty much like a brick down there, or pretty heavy. But yeah, so I ended up going on my walk. I didn't see any coyotes, but I decided to go down Barsby and I took the East Vista Way route. I was looking up NoFap videos regarding family, like how the NoFap community, the guys there, worked out with their family and how they saw the benefits, apply to that. And then I got home. I did I believe it was Qigong, it was Tai Chi. It was sitting Tai Chi and 18-minute meditation, and then I ended up doing the song of the day for today was "Mama Didn't Raise No Fool" by Magic, which I feel like is a pretty motivating song in the morning. Um, and then I ended up watching a no fat motivational video with Gabe Dog, uh, The Raw Truth, and then I ended up starting my day off. And today I was focused on deleting some photos, specifically from Facebook. There wasn't too many, but there was definitely a couple where I was like, when you go to the beach, you take a picture and then you accidentally get somebody in the photo. Well, sometimes the person, is for the ladies, right? You got to be careful what you take a picture of, right? So you're at the beach and you take a picture. There's a girl in a bikini, and I didn't want that part of my collection anymore. In terms of my photographs, there's also a couple of ones related to before I used to be like obsessed, literally obsessed with horror films, and even after I did the initial NoFap journey, I thought, oh yeah, I'll just to kind of have a healthy relationship with horror films. But I realized your subconscious mind is very powerful, so you have to be aware of what you put in your mind. So I decided to just get rid of the horror stuff because for me, it's like like I said, as a kid, I had an unhealthy relationship with films and horror films and the villains in the films. So I don't want that part of my life anymore. I don't want to be reminded necessarily, but um, I just want to kind of let that part of me go. I think it's time for me to grow up and realize that that stuff was kind of very negatively impacting my mental health. So I think that's important to let go. It's not really that big of a deal because I don't really watch horror films anymore. Rarely do I watch them. Uh, but yeah, so I did that and I went over to Dollar Tree because I wanted to find a way to carry my basketball. Also wanted to find a way to carry my water bottle better, and I need some shoe inserts and a lock for the gym. So I found all those things for the most part. The backpack, which is a drawstring bag, it didn't really fit. I was trying to stuff that thing in there, but the basketball I got was pretty inflated, which is kind of a good thing because it bounces well, but it's huge. So it didn't really fit in there, and I was cramming it in there as much as I could because it's like I only spent $1, but I just wanted to work, and then the lock turned out well. And then let's see. I ended up yeah, I had a pretty big lunch. I had two tacos once again, but extra serving of that chorizo stuff. I had a pretty big chunk of the oat thing that I made, and a cup of a smoothie cup. That was it was very filling. Very, I was like at least 100% full, which is great because I thought, oh yeah, throughout the day I'll be full enough and I'll have enough satiation. But the reality was, I felt the energy level was kind of there because of the smoothie and the dates, the high sugar content, but the heaviness of the meal kind of dropped me down a bit. And I noticed myself, I think I had a little bit too much fiber because my stomach, uh, when you have like too much fiber, you feel like you got to go to the bathroom or you take a laxative. I've never taken a laxative before, but it felt like throughout the day, like a lot of kind of work going on there. A lot of uh, stuff happening. I didn't feel hungry at all throughout the day. I didn't even when I came home, but I noticed myself everything's very soft. So I think I'm gonna have to go easy on the fiber because the oats, the cornmeal, the tortillas. I think even the soy protein probably has a good amount of fiber in it. And then the dates that I had with a smoothie, which is full of fruit, which has fiber in it. So I'm definitely not on because before I used to have trouble as a kid with eating so much like processed foods, and that wasn't really good for my digestion, and so I needed more fiber. And then the more fiber I've been incorporating a lot of fiber, I'd say within the last month or so because I've been eating a lot of beans. So that it kind of upsets your stomach, in a good way. But when you're out in public and you're trying to do exercise, it's a little bit difficult. And that's why I actually came home early because yeah, it wasn't very comfortable to do basketball when your digestion's a bit like that. So yeah, I came back. But yeah, I did gym workout. I didn't really charge my phone, so I wasn't able to have like the meditation music when I'm on the bus or able to do kind of research about nofap concepts or even have that as I'm walking. So I definitely noticed a difference in my mind state. Like I think I might have been a little bit uncomfortable because I was getting used to like having the vlogs, learning from the vlogs, and having that meditation music as something to really help my mind out. But today I didn't really have that because my phone, the charger was going down really fast. Probably because I had Bluetooth on and the location services. But yeah, it reminded me of you got to charge your phone before you go. And I didn't have the power brick with me, so I was kind of on my own. And I want to have that kind of support early on in the journey because I want to be able to have that as a resource. and I don't want to, because what the excuse that I made for myself before was that, like, oh, I don't need this anymore. I don't need the meditation music or any of this. I'm fine on my own. And then the stress of everyday life gets to you, and you don't have the support mechanisms which actually are there to prevent those illnesses from getting to you. And so I don't want to use that as an excuse to be like, oh, I don't need this stuff anymore. It's just a crutch. I did that because, for a while I wasn't watching no fat videos because I thought that I was over it. But the reality of the situation was I was doing so much stuff. I was trying to accomplish all these things with my ambition that, I was just stressing myself out. So I was going to school, doing work, doing community service, doing stuff at home because I was like, I can do this. I can do this. And then the stress gets to you, and once that the blank hits the fan, like all that the kettle boils over, then it's like you try to go back to those support mechanisms, but because you haven't been building it, it's a little bit harder to get back up. And that happens with, for example, you get a cold because you're not taking care of yourself. Your immune system crashes, so a virus comes in, you get the cold or the flu, and you end up taking the hit. But you didn't prevent that, because a lot of illnesses are preventable, but you gotta keep it up. You gotta keep it up every single day to match that stress that you're building. So for me, it's like, I gotta realize that, like, hey, I need to take care of myself because that'll prevent the stress from boiling over. And that's a lesson that I keep falling for that trap, because it's like the ambition, the goals, what you want to achieve is so high that it gets a little bit tricky. So not having those support mechanisms today, I definitely felt a little bit uneasy, and a little bit of tension started to rise again, while I was on the bus, and when I was coming back home. But I did go to the gym, and I noticed a lot of improvement in terms of my muscles. I was able to do, not 5 pounds felt easier, and so I was kind of able to move up to 8 pounds. Um, and then I was able to, I found the park, Shadow Ridge Park. I took the 332. This park is kind of, Shadow Ridge, interestingly enough, it doesn't seem like there's as many bus routes in that area, rather than, like downtown Vista or something. But it wasn't too far of a walk from the bus stop, and it was pretty quiet. I shot some hoops, but this court was a little bit different in terms of the pavement, and the just the basketball hoop itself was constructed differently. The height was a little bit off, so I wasn't making as many baskets. I've been to quite a lot of parks over the last week or so, and so I've been able to compare which parks that I kind of enjoyed. This one, I think I probably won't be going back to, because of the hoop wasn't really, it was okay. But yeah, so I ended up going home. Um, I left about 4:30 or so, because one of the reasons, yeah, because my digestion was a little bit off. Other reason, because I left and I had some stuff I needed to get done, like I needed to cut my nails, I needed to clean my shoes. So I left a bit kind of with everything in progress. So yeah, I came back, and um, but actually, never mind. I caught a bus earlier. Like I said, if I caught the 5:38 bus, I could have caught in the 6:38, and then I would have been home after 7. And then also, I've been trying to, like, I've been watching Gabe's videos a lot. So, I took his advice that I'll probably try to start going to bed at 9 o'clock. It, and so, I come home around after 7, and then, I got to shoot a video, take a cold shower, and prepare for tomorrow's morning breakfast. So, having that extra time is going to be beneficial, um, by coming home a little bit earlier, like today. Um, but yeah, I came home and I was able to take a shower, and the cold water isn't bothering me anymore. It actually feels like the water is getting more and more warmer, which is kind of strange. So I was actually able to shave because I could stand the water temperature, which was actually great. Um, and then I ended up having my chamomile. I did my, of course, humidifier with lavender oil. Um, I'm drinking enough water, definitely, because I gotta keep going to the bathroom. I've been drinking so much water. Even before this journey, I was really putting down the water. Um, the bottles anyways, because my mom bought so many water bottles. I honestly haven't drank in water bottles for quite a while, at least at a consistent basis. I could finish one whole water bottle in one sitting, to be honest, but it's a little bit uncomfortable. It's kind of hard when you're doing something, you have to keep getting up to go to the bathroom. But on the flip side, it's like if you don't have enough water, you feel weak. You kind of your mouth's really dry, and you got to keep things moving. So yeah, so I ended up deleting some more music videos and songs. It's crazy how much like the lyrics are so explicit and today's like rap music. And after for a while, I like the music because of the beats, the instrumentals, the voice. But then when you look at the lyrics online, like you realize, wow, I can't believe that I'm listening to this stuff. I'm putting this in my subconscious mind, and it's kind of negative. A lot of it's very like low vibrational energy. So it's like you're listening to the music and you're not really getting a lot out of it educationally or thought wise, because the music is about you know it's pretty raunchy stuff. So I've been deleting quite a lot of songs, because I realized that I want to listen to higher vibrational stuff. Stuff I can learn from, stuff that's going to uplift me, not necessarily negative stuff like drugs and chasing women and violence, which is clearly apparent in a lot of these rap music songs that I have on my playlist. So it's something that I'm willing to let go. I was already doing it, so it's not that big of a deal. You get attached to music a lot because you start to attach emotions to the music, and then it's kind of gets hard to give up. So I did that, and I deleted maybe like 10, 15 songs. And then I was able to, I think tomorrow morning I'm going to eat less, maybe one taco, and possibly a smaller portion size of that cake thing I made. Um, Maybe the same size of smoothie. But I'll have to see how my stomach is. Maybe I'll be hungrier. I probably doubt I will. Um, but yeah, today wasn't too bad. Like I noticed progress at the gym. Um, I noticed I was able to have one whole vitamin regimen in the morning, and then I was able to shoot some hoops. I kept going. Even though the basketball court was had some conditions in there that were unusual. But yeah, so I shot some hoops, and I made some progress with deleting stuff. A little bit antsy today because I didn't have the vlog videos and the meditation music when I was out. But it's one of those things that you got to deal with those emotions too. It's a little bit tricky, but um, it's important to do. You know, so this is day 11, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.